Good morning and welcome to another Ministry Minute with Pastor T. Look here, this morning I'm talking about tag, you're it. I'm in the New Living Translation Bible. I am in the book of 2 Samuel chapter 12, starting at verse 4, and it reads, one day a guest arrived at the home of the rich man, but instead of killing an animal from his own flock of herd, he took the poor man's lamb and killed it and prepared it for his guest. David was furious. As surely as the Lord lives, he vowed any man who would do such a thing deserves to die. He must repay 4 lambs to the poor man for the one he stole and for having no pity. Then Nathan said to David, "You are that man." And the Lord, the God of Israel, says, "I anointed you king of Israel and saved you from the power of Saul. I gave you your master's house and his wives and the kingdoms of Israel and Judah. And if that had not been enough, I would have given you much, much more. Why then have you despised the word of the Lord and done this horrible deed? For you have murdered Uriah the Hittite with the sword of the Ammonites and stolen his wife. From this time on, your family will live by the sword because you have despised me by taking Uriah's wife to be your own." Amen. Look here. We cannot hide anything from God. What's done in the dark will come to the light. And here it is. David is being put on the spot. You see, David, he had Uriah killed, had him sent to the front line because he slept with Uriah's wife Bathsheba and got her pregnant, and he tried to cover it up. The baby had died. And David thought it's all good now, but no. The prophet, God sent the prophet Nathan to him, and Nathan told David this story, and David got mad, and David did not even know the story was about him. And Nathan and the prophet Nathan had to tell him, "Tag David, you're it, you're the man, and God is not pleased with you." And the Lord said, "Look here, David, I gave you all this stuff. And if it wasn't enough, I would have gave you more." And how many of us, God has given us stuff. God has delivered us from some things. And yet we go and we do something foolish to turn our backs on the Lord. The Bible declares that he said, "Why then have you despised the word of the Lord?" And many of us, after being blessed by God, we turn around and we despise the word of the Lord. And God is saying, if you wanted more, all you had to do is ask him. But since you wanted to go and despise the word of the Lord, then this is what's going to happen in your life. This is what's going to happen in your family. And he told David the sword would never leave your family. And David had hell in his family. His son fell in love with his daughter. Then he raped the daughter. And after he raped her, he didn't like her no more. His other son was trying to kill him. Oh, it was foolishness going on in the house of David. But even in that, David was still God's set man, but he had to deal with the consequences of his sin and the rest of the days of his life. And some of us, we think the devil is busy. We think the devil's on our trail. Do we not realize that we are dealing with some of the consequences for despising the word of the Lord? Yes, God is blessing us. Yes, he's prospering us, but we still have to deal with some of the consequences that we have done for the sins that we have committed. And so on today, before you go blaming Satan, you better look and see, tag, I'm it. I'm the one the Lord's been talking about. I'm the one that God has been sending prophecy to, because we think all prophecy is about a house, car, money, and land, and we don't even know that it's about our lifestyle. So on today, we need to check ourselves. We need to look at the man in the mirror. Stop blaming everything on Satan. And no, tag, I'm it. I'm the one that the Lord is talking about. I hope you've enjoyed this ministry minute, and I hope you take heed. And if it be the Lord's will, I'll be back on tomorrow. You have yourself a great day.